Hi, everyone. This is another episode of Tick Ed. This is Mary and Lynn, and we're going to give you a quick update on something that's happening with the State Board of Education and our governor, who's meddling in an upcoming vote that's happening next week. So we are signing up to speak on the issue of House Bill 1605, which is going before the State Board of Education next week for a vote for approval for the curriculum and instructional materials under this bill. This is the Amplify bill, which has been rebranded to Amplify and Texas Amplify and Gateway.
Texas Gateway.
Yeah, Texas Gateway. Now it's Texas Bluebonnet, which we've overlaid the two, both the old Amplify and the new Texas Bluebonnet. They're lying to us. They act like they've changed this. If you look, even the titles are the same. It's the same. They have added Bible stories and some supplemental things to it to tickle the ears of the religious right and our Christian conservative base in Texas. And it's working because they're believing that this is high quality instructional materials. But
Yeah.
we have evidence to show that's not the case.
So,
But the reason we're doing
right.
this again is because the governor is trying to insert his will to for a seat for the state board. This is the seat that Aisha Davis left so that she could go run for a state representative, House representative, and Tiffany Clark won that seat. So Tiffany Clark for state board. So go ahead, Mary.
Well, so historically, when there's an empty seat and there's an election, so it was vacated. It was the
Right.
person resigned from that seat, so that leaves it an unfulfilled term. Now, then, the governor does have the legal right to appoint someone, but once they're elected and the election is certified, that person can be sworn into that seat. All they need to do is to certify the election. Now, then, on very good word out of Dallas County, the election has been certified locally and has been given to the Secretary of State to certify it, who is an appointment of the governor. And then I believe was she elected? So it's Jane Nelson. And Jane is very cozy. She was a senator out of Senate District 12 for a long, long time, and she's friendly with the as one would say upper management, or the hierarchy.
So we believe she's going to approve.
She's going to slow walk it.
Certification.
I mean, and
going to certify the election.
So, and I think that people, and I think the hypocrisy is one. There was no reason on November 1st. He knew there was an election for him to appoint Leslie Recine.
Mm-hmm.
And he appointed Leslie Recine, who's from Pantego, Texas. And she's a Republican. She's not in favor with a lot of the Republican organizations in Arlington. She and when I talked to people, they said that she would fulfill the governor's wish here, that she would not act as someone who is judiciously honoring the seat with the integrity of the seat, but that she would just do what he wants. Now then, I guess what we don't know is, does the governor want this embarrassment, or does the governor not want this embarrassment? I think that predictions would be that the new elected person, Tiffany Clark, that she's probably going to oppose this because
you mean that Tiffany Clark is going to oppose House Bill 1605 and not approve the instructional materials? If we had to guess. Right. Yeah, so the governor knows he needs to beat her to the punch, not swear her in. He needs to insert his appointment in this small window of time. So by November 1st, he's got her appointed, and she will do the will of the governor rather than the actual role of the state board. And
exactly. Yeah. Okay. And I just believe, why don't we put that out there? I mean, this is an appointment that makes it very difficult for us to get this instructional material set aside for time for it to be really made into something that Texas could in fact be proud of, but more than that, that would educate our children and not indoctrinate. This is the far right's version of CRT. So, and
Okay.
it undermines local control, but we'll talk about the problems with that in another recording. I just believe very strongly that if we, the people, do not push back and resist what amounts to an abuse of power and an abuse of authority to assert his will, which all of that undermines the constitutional republic and the representative form of government. And we
Well, and
must.
the reason that why we were saying he's a hypocrite is because of the other race that he is trying to um the
Yes,
House
Waco,
member. Yeah.
Texas. There's a Republican down in Waco, Texas, and the Republican in Waco, Doc Anderson, resigned from that seat. So it's also an open term. So he resigned, the term is still open.
Yeah.
So between now and January, that's an open seat. And so a guy named Pat Curry, I believe, won that race. And he, again, is a Republican. And they are working to get him sworn in before January so that he could have seniority. Seniority for committee appointments and things like that. I mean,
Okay, so when it's
there will
politically
be a lot of
favorable,
new people sworn in.
does he want his school choice vote or what? Is that why? That Abbott,
Yeah, but I don't think that helps. It only helps him. Well,
he's
it'll
going to be
help
sworn
for
in anyway.
committee placements. I mean,
Okay, got it. Well,
yeah,
so
he's
anyway,
going to be sworn in January anyway.
yeah, regardless.
But
Okay.
what was the need of an appointment? Yeah.
Right. So we
So
know that he can.
what I will say,
Go ahead.
yeah, but what I will say, Lynn, about this Leslie Racine is that we know many people have met with her. And we know that when she does, if she is allowed to take that seat instead of the duly elected member, if that is allowed, we will see how she votes, and it will be very evident because she has been given by educators the truth and the issues regarding this instructional material or this curriculum. I tend to say it's frankly instructional material because they're being told they have to teach it with fidelity. So I just believe that, some real truth is going to be seen there because, again, these Republicans know the truth. They have been shown that it is not quality. They have been shown it is not an America first, and it's certainly not Texas first, and that the content is not appropriate for the age of the child. But we'll talk about that more. But anyway, I just think the hypocrisy,
Right.
that's the main thing, and that people
Okay.
should,
Anything
really call the
action?
governor's office. And
Okay, so your action item is
yes,
to call the governor's office and point this out that he shouldn't be appointing someone when we already have somebody who was duly elected by the people. If he needs somebody in there, then he needs to have her sworn in as soon as possible.
exactly. 100%. I
Okay.
mean, we've got to start acting with integrity and not this. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, yes, that is. And when we post this, I'll add the phone number to the governor's office so you can let the governor know that he should not be exercising that type of power.
Agreed. Okay. Thank you. And we'll be coming back for another one in just a minute.